Healthy Carrot Bran Muffins. Welcome to Rain's Kitchen and Garden. My name is Rain. Today I'm sharing my Carrot Bran Muffins recipe. I'll be using Bran Flakes, but if you like raisins, you can use Raisin Bran cereal. The carrots make this recipe moist and healthy. Let me show you how I make them. Hi everyone, I just wanted to add a little note before we start the recipe. In the recipe, you're going to see that I ask you to add the grated carrots to the dry ingredients and mix well. Now, what I found after the fact was that the flour was clumping a little bit too much for my liking. So what I had to do was use a lot of elbow grease to really incorporate the flour so there wouldn't be little pockets of flour in the batter. So to avoid doing that, instead of doing what I'm going to show you, why don't you add the grated carrots to the wet ingredients? Mix all the wet ingredients together, add them to the dry ingredients, incorporate all of that, make sure you have no clumps of flour, and I think everything will turn out really well. These are the ingredients that you'll need. I have 1.5 cups, that's 375 grams of all-purpose flour, 1.5 cups or 375 grams of Bran Flakes cereal, 1 cup or 250 grams of grated carrots. That came out to about 1 large carrot. 1/2 cup or 125 grams of packed brown sugar. And in this little bowl, I have a teaspoon each or 5 grams of baking powder and baking soda. I have 1/4 of a teaspoon, that's about 1 gram of salt. And I have dashes of cinnamon and nutmeg. You're also going to need 1/4 of a cup, that's 60 milliliters of non-salted butter, and I have that melted and cooled. I have an egg, and 1 3/4 of a cup, that's 430 milliliters of buttermilk. If you don't have buttermilk, you can make sour milk as a substitute. That's what I'm doing. You need 1 tablespoon of lemon juice per cup of milk that you'll be using. Since we need 1 3/4 of a cup of buttermilk, I'll add 1 3/4 of a tablespoon of lemon juice to my measuring cup, then top it up with milk. The first thing I did was I preheated my oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 200 Celsius or gas mark 6. And I greased my muffin cups. This recipe makes about 12 muffins, so I have 2 pans here. I like to use butter, but you can use whatever you like to grease your pans, and you can even use muffin liners. This is such an easy recipe, my friends. First, I'm going to combine the all-purpose flour and the cereal. And before I add the other ingredients, I'm just going to crush the cereal just a little bit to make it easier to mix. I'm actually using Raisin Bran. I said Bran Flakes, they are Bran Flakes, but I picked the raisins out because I don't like the texture of baked raisins. I just don't like biting into them, but I ate them just before I started this video, so nothing goes to waste. Now I'm going to add the carrots and my brown sugar, and I'm going to start mixing that in. I have my 5 dogs in the kitchen with me today, and my cat, so you might hear some barking. I may have to pause here and there. Every time they hear a car or a truck, one of them starts barking and it gets all of them going. My 4 new shelter dogs, so that makes 5 because I already had my Rottweiler Raven for 2 years. All right, so now I'm going to add that little bowl of goodies, the baking powder, the baking soda, the salt, the cinnamon, and the nutmeg. Make sure that's all very well combined. And we can set that aside for a moment. And I've got another bowl here, and I'm going to add the wet ingredients. So I've got my 1/4 cup of melted butter. I like to use unsalted butter. If you use salted butter, you may have to adjust the amount of salt that you use in the recipe. And I've got my large egg here that I already cracked open. And I'm just going to give that a little bit of a stir just to break it up. My butter is cool, otherwise I would be scrambling my egg right now. And I'm going to add that sour milk. Now let's mix that all together. There we go. And I'm going to add the wet ingredients to the dry ingredients. Okay, I'm going to give that a stir until it's well combined, but I'm not going to over stir. It's very liquidy. There, everything is well combined. I'm just filling my muffin tins now with the batter. I have small muffin tins. I got this at the dollar store, these tins, and they're smaller than regular muffin tins that you would get elsewhere. So I might be able to get more than 12 muffins from this recipe, but I'm going to see. Let's see how this goes. That's the first one done. Now what you always want to do is clean up your pan, because any batter that's on the edge of the muffin tins, there's a risk that it will burn. And we don't want that. So let me fill the second one here. And I think I will be getting more than 12 muffins from this recipe for sure. Oh, I'm making a little mess, aren't I? I love this because bran is so good for your digestion, and carrots, any addition of vegetables like carrots or zucchini or apple, makes the muffin nice and moist. I only have a little bit of batter left actually, maybe 1 or 2 more muffins, so not too bad. So I'm just going to wipe this off. Oh, I made a big mess there. Let me try to push that into the tin. All right, let me just clean this up. And this is going to go into my preheated oven for 20 to 25 minutes. I'm going to put a toothpick in there after the 20 to 25 minutes, and if the toothpick comes out clean, then the muffins are baked. There we go. Into the oven these go. Don't these look delicious? And they are so healthy for you. I hope you enjoyed this video today. If you did, please give it a like and please do subscribe. If you don't want to miss out on future videos, don't forget to hit the notification bell for more home cooking. And don't forget to leave me a comment. I love your comments and I reply to all of them. And please share this video with anyone you think might enjoy it. Thanks again for watching, my friends, and I'll see you next time on Rain's Kitchen and Garden. Bye!